It's Rick and Reese.
Yeah, ISO, that's it right there.
It's the Rick and Reese show. It's Rick and Reese when the streets buzzing. Let's get it, cousin. The hottest show in the whole world. We did it, cousin. In church suits, 10 boots and fitteds, cousin. It's the charisma and the culture that we live in, cousin. It's Rick and Reese. Let's go. It's Rick and Reese. It's Rick and Reese. Let's go. It's Rick and Reese. Give you the news and interviews and inner peace. All you gotta do is tune in to Rick and Reese. It's Rick and Reese. Yes, sir. It's Rick and Reese. It's Rick and Reese. Yes, sir. It's Rick and Reese. You could be all over the world, but you here with me, and we appreciate that. It's Rick and Reese.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Listen, I need y'all to turn the volume all the way up. You already know, roll the windows all the way down. We want everybody in the city to hear, man, the Rick and Reese show is on. Sponsored by Ohio Sickle Cell and Health Association. You already know what it is, man. It's your brass B1, man. It's your boy Reese. I'm sitting next to the greatest co-host on the planet, Rick Jones.
Oh, Reese, man, you're far too kind. Man, listen, we recognize you could be rocking with anybody in the world right now, but you're rocking with your boys, Rick and Reese, and you already know.
We appreciate that. Man, we got one today.
We got one.
You know, we always
one.
say that, man, when we feel like we got somebody in the seat, man. We know the city just can't wait to hear from.
Absolutely.
And the topic we're talking about today is crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Listen, if we give them the topic, they're going to know who in the seat with us.
Yeah, that's why you can't talk about the
Now,
topic
let's
yet.
give them the topic, man.
What we talking
The
today?
state of AAU basketball.
Man.
They in their cards right now. Guess who over here? You know, they already know.
We know who they got on the show. Man, you already know, man. Listen, if you talk AAU, if you talk high school sports in our city, man, there's no way to talk about it and his name doesn't come up in the conversation.
Absolutely.
From all the NBA players that we've seen funnel through the system, man, we've seen him at high heights with All Ohio. See, that's you say All Ohio, I'm starting to give it away. Then, man, you know, I'm going to argue and we're going to get into it. He made a decision because he was getting pulled in a different direction. Mm-hmm. And he made a decision that, you know, some probably didn't like. Mm-hmm. Right, but he chose to go in a different direction, man. Now, man, he's pushing Phenom United is all over the place.
Right.
So now, man, it's impossible for you not to know, man. I can take you back for Worthington League. You know what I mean? Anything, any direction you want to go. But we got him on the show today, man. Super excited about it. We got Coach George Howard in the building. Coach George, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Been trying to get with you guys for a long time.
Absolutely.
Finally made it happen, man. Let's talk about some stuff.
Hey, I mean, Coach the LeBron of it, though, ain't he, though? You know, how you Coach still, you know how hard it is to remain relevant?
He's been relevant.
Like, you can stick around, but to be relevant in the thick of things. So before we really dive into it, man, how have you managed to stay relevant?
It's nothing but God, man. It's nothing but the Lord that has me to do what I've been doing for going on my 45th year now.
Wow.
I've been in the AAU business for about 25, 26 years. Mm-hmm. But, man, the joy of seeing these young men achieve their dreams of playing college basketball and just graduating from high school. Mm-hmm. There's so many former players that's been around me, that's played for me, that have families now. You know, kids that's doing good that I see, that call me, text me, email me. Just so many kids. It's just a blessing, you know, to have been doing what I'm doing for so long, and it feels like I'm not slowing down. But you know, it's like I've talked to some people and I said it seemed like I've gotten better. With, you know, as you're supposed to get better with age.
Absolutely.
You know, I've gotten better at doing what I do. You know what I mean? So. You know, that's why I'm still doing what I do.
It looked like, man, you just talking to you, man, I hear your heart all the time, man. You are passionate about our youth, man. And that's one thing I love about you. And to be honest, I believe that's your drive right there, you know. So you can't really give it up. You can't stop because, man, you know, they need you. You know, the basketball needs you. We just need somebody like you just to be around our youth, man. And I hear stories about you and how you have mentored and how you have been around. So you're very loved in the city. I ain't saying everybody like you. but you love, though.
Yeah, when you've been around as long as I have and been successful and do the things I do, you're going to have people that's not going to
Absolutely.
like what you do.
That's
But it comes
100%.
with the territory. You know,
Trust me, I know.
we learn that when you learn the word early on. You know, they didn't like Jesus and his disciples.
Right,
So
right.
it can't please everybody.
Yeah. So we're gonna dive into the faith part because I know you're a man of faith, and that's what we want to get to. But I'm gonna let Reese.
So we obviously we talking AAU. Everybody I know you in your car, you itching to. We gonna get to it, but I feel like man, we got to talk. If we're talking AAU, we got to talk high school sports. So like in 2025, right now, in your opinion, you've been around the game. You've seen the talent all over the country. You got one of the. He's either number one or number two in the country.
Number one.
Okay, there we go. I look at your post. You constantly say number one. I done seen it. I seen it. Him and them two going back and forth.
Yeah.
But he's in, Phenom United, obviously. So you've seen this high level. In 2025, like, what's the climate, though, of high school basketball? I know we got top heavy, but overall, like, what's the climate of high school basketball?
Well, you speaking of Central Ohio, or you speaking nationally?
Let's. I'm gonna say nationally because if we go Central Ohio, then everybody gets
Well,
touchy.
you got to say something. I mean,
They get touchy.
I know.
But
know.
we releasing you though.
No. Trust me, I already know. I have to watch what I say. But I love Central Ohio basketball, high school basketball, and I think most people that see a lot of my posts, they know I love it, and but I will say that you have certain teams that separate themselves. Like this year, you had several teams that were above the pack, and the other teams were kind of.
Put them out there. Who was above the pack?
If you follow high school basketball, they know who was above the pack.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at your Olentangy Oranges, your Reynoldsburgs, your Liberties, Bishop Hartley's, Columbus
North.
Academy, Westerville North. Those teams, I could be missing somebody, but if you really want to say, those teams were your top teams in Central Ohio. And they were consistent all year. They weren't boom, 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 boom. They were consistent. I'll tell you how crazy it is. I put out a ranking 1 week, and I didn't put it out again because I got so many different calls and so many people saying, why this and why aren't we and why are we? I said, I don't want the headache. You know what I mean? So that's how serious people are here about high school basketball. But I think now your players are starting to spread out. Where they used to be years ago, as y'all know, you'd have all your players here at this school or here at this school.
Right.
Now they're leaving in this middle and coming out. They're spreading out now. So without getting the details, but it's really it's changing the game even here in high school basketball, but it's making it more exciting. So, but nationally, I think nationally it's growing and it's getting more popular because social media.
Okay. Okay.
So now you see who all your top players are. You see all the highlights. You see all the film, all the videos. So now it keeps you up to date with all your top high school teams.
Right.
Paul Benacardi and ESPN, they're always posting the top teams. Now you can go on ESPN every week and you can see your top teams playing on TV every week, all the time. So I think the state of high school basketball is where it's supposed to be. Now, talking about the parents is a whole different thing, but we can touch on that later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because too many parents now are trying to live through their kids, and and that's what's been having me think about retirement. But that's another story.
Now, it's funny. Before you get into the next question, like your page is really what pulled me into this year's ranking of the high school players. Like I wasn't able to, you be busy and you can't really tap in.
We both was tapping into
but
your
being
page.
on your page is what it brought me to Peterson and looking at his highlights on YouTube, the band stuff. Like I watch and I'm like, okay, who is this? So now every time you post a kid, I start digging. Let me see, because I know he posted him. He got to be talented. And what I love for real is you don't just post the guy that's there already. Peterson's there, right? He's going to Kansas. We know he's potential #1 pick in the draft the year following. I love that you will post this freshman that's up and coming. Like, you know what I mean? So you turn us on the kids, and you give kids that spotlight before, because your platform matters, right? If you're saying a kid is good, it matters. Obviously, let's go look into the kid. So that part I really love, that you know what I mean? You showcase a kid. He averaged 12 and 7. And you'll be like, I'm telling you, this kid, freshman, he's the next this and the next that. I love how you really showcase that. So, you know what I mean, just letting you know that it's people watching and paying close attention to what you're posting.
I think that's important, though. I think it's important, and that's one of the things that I enjoy doing, is letting people know about kids that you might not know about.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if you go, I know somebody told me, they said, Coach, I had a college coach tell me this just recently. He said, nobody does what you do. They don't market kids the way that you do. But I do that because I just want to get them out there, and I want people to see basketball that they wouldn't see otherwise. You know what I mean? Like kids down in Cincinnati. Ain't nobody down here following kids in Cincinnati.
Right.
You know, kids in Toledo or Dayton or wherever. But you can see them on my page. So now you know what Jay Sean Coffey's doing.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise they wouldn't know what he's doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or Josh Tyson or Bryce Curry and them guys. So, you know, like even kids that don't play in our program, I still put them on there. You know what I mean? Because they still do their thing, and people want to know what they're doing. You know, like Marcus Johnson. You know, everybody know, you know, he's Mr. Basketball. But the other day I just posted that he's probably going to be a 2-time Mr. Basketball. And then I got a couple calls on that. So, you know, people just, it was positive, but I know, and me and my wife talk about this all the time, that people follow what I do.
Absolutely.
So many people follow what I do.
They're watching.
Yes, they do. They look at what I do. People I don't even know. A lot of people I don't know. Like we'll be somewhere and somebody will say, Coach, hey, how you doing? I don't know them. All the time. You know, and I see what you're doing, Coach. I see in college coaches. I have over 1,000 college coaches that follow me just on Twitter alone.
Wow.
I still call it Twitter, even though it's X. It's always going to be Twitter to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's important when I post somebody, college coaches see it. And that's a lot of times why I post them too, so they can get recognition. And I always have parents that call me, especially kids. So what kids will do on a regular basis, they send videos to my DM on Instagram.
Wow.
They DM me. And I know why they're sending it to me, because they want me to post it.
Right.
And that's what they, you know what I mean? So I try to do it, you know, and I tell them, well, send it to my phone because it's hard to take it off of there and post it everywhere. So I enjoy doing it, man.
Man, Coach, man, you know, I played Akron University, man, D1 football, signed the scholarship there.
Here we go.
We went. Story. No, I'm going somewhere. See, stop hating and let me go where I'm going. And you know, I'm about to throw you something, man.
You'll throw him a bone?
They had the leather helmet.
Man, get out of here, man. Listen. So just recently, I'm going somewhere. Me and Reese, we signed. I say it's our first NIL deal. Come on,
100%.
We just signed. See what I'm saying? I told
Ohio Sickle Cell and Help
Ohio
Association.
Sickle Cell Association. Help. Come on, man. So, you know, we signed that, man. We felt good about that. In the years where NIL deals is prevalent, man, we felt good about it. So what I want to ask you, Coach, is the state of AAU since they came out with these NIL deals. What's the state of AAU and these basketball players since they came out with the NIL?
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because I had a conversation earlier this morning with a college coach, and we were talking about that, because what's happening now is that especially your 3 and 4 stars, they're trying to get to 5 stars. But not only that, but they feel like if they come into AAU and they really, really shine, now their stock is going to grow. Because so what they feel like now is the higher they're ranked, which is true,
Yeah.
the more money they're
More
going to
money.
get
Absolutely.
when they go into college. So you talk about NIL and AAU,
Yeah.
big time. But not only that, but now you've got AAU programs out here that's paying kids. You see what I mean? So
Now, when you say paying
they're
kids,
paying.
does it mean they don't have to pay their fee?
No.
Wow.
Yes, they're paying kids. So and now, not only that, but kids now are getting agents in high schools. In high school. Oh yeah, you can do that now. So now the agents are trying to place them with certain AU programs and trying to tell them where you should go here or go there, or they may call the directors and say, "Hey, I got this kid, let's work something out." Blase, blase. Well, if anybody's watching, we don't do that because to us, if you want to play basketball, then we're going to help you do that. If you want to go to college, we're going to help you do that. We're going to help you do all those things. And we have our own marketing firm, 727 Marketing and 727 Management. So we're going to make sure that our kids, by the time they come out of high school, they're going to be prepared and they're going to be represented well. But it's really something how NIL is affecting AAU because everything now is a money grab. The whole game is totally changed. It's totally changed from high school to college. I had a conversation with somebody higher up in OSHA, and we were talking about NIL coming to Ohio, which it's going to come. It's going to be.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's going to come because what I was saying to them was, how can you tell a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid that they can't do some advertisement for the local Dairy Mart or
Right.
Dairy Queen or whatever?
Yeah.
You can't. Wow. Right? So eventually what's going to happen is somebody, if say your daughter, you have a daughter playing too? So say your daughter somebody wanted to give her some NIL money, right?
Yeah.
OSHA won't let you. You take them to court, you're going to win.
Oh.
But nobody's never done it.
Wow.
You're going to win. And when you win, the floodgates open
It's going to
up.
open it up.
But it's going to take somebody
Challenge.
to challenge OSHA because they don't have a war to win.
Wow.
Because you can't tell somebody they can't work.
Now, is it now, Coach, I'm going to ask you this. Is it a negative thing that Ohio doesn't do NIL deals now? Because are we losing players because they're going to other states where they're offering NIL deals? Is that anything? Is that something?
Well, Darren Peterson was the first one
Okay.
to leave Ohio.
Wow.
And go to Huntington Prep so he could sign the deal with Adidas.
See, that's major. That's major.
Yeah, but there's going to be more.
So he was in Ohio, actually.
Akron. He's from Canton. He's from Canton.
Okay.
So he would have. So let's say Ohio had the NIL, he would have never left. He left
Wouldn't have never left.
because of that.
Well, I can't say he wouldn't have never left. He might end up going to a prep school somewhere or something because what more, a player of his caliber at where he is now, what could high school really
Absolutely.
do for him? I mean, there's some players that, and I probably shouldn't say this, but there's some players that when you get to a certain level and you've achieved certain things in high school and you're becoming a senior, I only say when you become a senior.
Okay.
And you have an opportunity to go play at a national level, on a national stage, to get ready for college,
Level, yeah.
why not go? Because what else can the high school do for you? Right. I mean, I'm just saying, what if you're at that level?
Right.
If I had a son, if we had a son, and he was right there almost, right at that peak, been successful in high school, been good, had a good 3 years, right? I'm not going to send him back because I know he's going to college to play college basketball.
Right.
So I want to get him prepared. And what better way to get him prepared is not only going up against top players, but playing against them 2 and 3 times a week on a national stage. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think he probably would have left anyway.
Okay.
But maybe not when he did.
Yeah.
But he probably wouldn't have left
So
anyway.
you heard it first, man. Coach Howard talking about the NIL deal. It's about to open up here in Ohio, man.
And can I say this? College
Go ahead.
coaches,
Reese got it. Reese got it.
they hate NIL. They don't mind players getting paid, but they don't like it. And I talk to college coaches every day. And what they don't like about it is it's a business now. Like, you know, before, and me and Squinty was talking about this not too long ago. Before, you just come to college, you just play basketball, man. You want to win, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy college life. And, you know, it's just, now, you walk up in the office, they sit down with how much?
Yes.
Or they have their agents dealing with you.
Wow.
Now, you don't really deal with the coaches too much about the money thing. Mm-hmm. College coaches now have general managers.
What?
Are you serious?
Y'all didn't know that?
What? No.
Yeah, college coaches have general managers.
Wow.
Yeah, they have general managers right now.
Are you serious? Man, see, we look at, I know the coaches don't like the NIL deals, but on the flip side, man, they were making buku money off their jerseys, off of these athletes, selling tickets, all of these different things. And they couldn't, I said we or Keith, whatever, couldn't get no type of, you know.
No, you're right.
benefit.
You're absolutely right. And we talk about that. That's why they don't mind them getting money. But what happened was when the NCAA first came out with NIL, there was no structure to it.
Oh, okay.
You see, they want there to be structure to it. Like, I believe it should be a tier system.
Yeah, I agree.
I
with
think
that.
every player should get paid. But you're going to get paid according to performance, according to what you do. If you're a 5-star, of course you're going to, even now you get more money than 4 stars or 3 stars, but still I believe everybody should, and that's what college coaches feel. They feel like it should be more structured and done on a performance basis, even GPA grade basis. Like, you know, but when they first came out with it, there was no structure, and now it's buck wild. It's just crazy. Like, look at AJ. 7 mil? Come on.
7 mil.
And I know I can't speak about what Darren got, but just, you know, imagine like, you know, what these guys are getting going into these colleges. But here's what happens. Last year, and I'm not going to hold y'all because I know you got a time limit, but y'all hear about the guy at Washington, right?
I know.
So there's a guy that left another school and went to Washington, and they gave him 2 mil. Transferred 2 mil. And what do you think he did this year for Washington? Absolutely nothing.
Man.
So that's $2 million they gave him, and he did nothing. But look at Ohio State. And I love the Buckeyes, and Deber's one of my former guys. I talk to him all the time. I love Deber. But if you look at Ohio State and you look at the players in the last couple of years that have came in from the portal, and then they're gone. But they paid them the cash.
Man.
But they didn't do nothing. And that's another thing about the portal that college coaches don't like, because when you give these kids these money, shoot, they can say, hey, I don't have to. I got the money.
Already.
I don't have to put all this work in, and I'm going to get the money whether I scored 20 or 15 or not. I'm still going to get that cash.
Wow.
That's the one thing about it. So I had a coach tell me the other day, and then I'll let this go, but I had a coach tell me the other day, he said, Coach Howard, he said, I wish that they structured it to where they had to, if we're going to give an X number amount of dollars, you got to play for 2 years. You can't leave after 1 year.
Yeah. That should be in the contract.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
should
should
be
be
in a
mandatory.
contract. You got to stay for 2 years. It's going to be a 2-year or a 3-year contract, and you've got to do this. You've got to average this, and you've got to do this. So if you structure it, then okay, now we don't mind giving you that money because you're earning it.
Almost like the
Right.
pros. I didn't know there was no structure
No
to it.
structure.
So you just sign in it.
No
You
structure.
got the money guaranteed.
No
Guaranteed.
structure to it at all.
Written
And
in,
then
written in and
the
guaranteed.
crazy part is, what I ask coaches is, do you have a financial advisor that comes in and sit down and talk to these young men to help them do something with that money that they're receiving?
Right.
And you'd be surprised how many of them say no.
Jeez.
No.
Man.
How can you not have a financial advisor? You should hire a financial advisor
Right.
to advise these kids on how to spend all that
understand.
money they get. Because check this out. Imagine a kid that's getting paid, say, just $500,000. I'm just saying $500,000 or $100,000, whatever. When they may never play basketball again after they leave college. Where's all that money?
Right.
You come out of college in 4 years or 3 years, and where's all that money?
Right.
Cousin, it's Rick and Reese. Let's go. It's Rick and Reese. It's Rick and Reese. Let's go. It's Rick and Reese. Give you the news and interviews and inner peace. All you gotta do is tune in to Rick and Reese.